Imagine working your very first day at a restaurant, nervous yet hopeful, only to have the powerful CEO of the company you admire humiliate you in front of everyone, forcing you to crawl like a dog on the marble floor. What would you do? Most would cry and break down, but this young woman didn't. The very next day, she turned the tables and destroyed that same CEO's $2 billion empire with a single move no one saw coming. Stay with me until the end of this story, you won't believe how it unfolds. And before we dive deep, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories like this one. On a chilly autumn evening, the Grand Regent Hotel sparkled with golden chandeliers, laughter, and clinking glasses of the city's wealthiest elites. It wasn't just any evening, it was the annual gala hosted by Harrington Enterprises, a $2 billion empire led by the infamous CEO, Victor Harrington. Victor was a man feared as much as he was admired, known for his sharp business sense but also for his arrogance and cruelty. People whispered about his ruthless boardroom tactics, but that night, his cruelty extended beyond business. Among the servers in crisp black and white uniforms was a new waitress, Emily Carter. 22 years old, fresh out of college, Emily had taken the job because her mother's medical bills had piled up, and she needed every dollar she could earn. Her hands trembled as she balanced trays of wine glasses, praying she wouldn't make a mistake. She knew this event was too important, the slightest error could cost her job. As fate would have it, while weaving through the crowd, a guest bumped into Emily. The tray tilted, and a glass of red wine slipped, splashing across Victor Harrington's custom white suit. A hush fell over the grand hall. Emily froze, her heart pounding as Victor's cold, steel-gray eyes locked on her. "You clumsy little girl," Victor hissed, his voice slicing through the silence. Everyone turned to watch, their eyes wide with both pity and fascination. "Do you know how much this suit costs? More than you'll make in 5 years of scrubbing dishes." I'm so sorry, sir," Emily stammered, bowing her head. "I didn't mean." "Sorry doesn't fix anything," Victor cut her off. Then, with a cruel smirk, he pointed to the floor. "If you're so eager to serve, then serve properly. Crawl. Crawl like the dog you are. Right now. In front of everyone." The guests gasped. Some looked away, uncomfortable, but no one dared intervene. Emily's throat tightened, tears welling in her eyes. She wanted to scream, to run, to fight, but her mother's face flashed in her mind. She needed this job. Slowly, trembling, she dropped to her knees. The marble floor was icy against her skin as she crawled, each step echoing with humiliation, each laugh from the crowd stabbing into her heart. Victor's laughter roared above the murmurs. "Look, everyone. The new waitress knows her place." Cameras flashed, phones recorded, and in that moment, Emily's dignity shattered. But beneath the tears and shame, a spark of fire ignited. She vowed silently, "This isn't the end. Tomorrow, you'll regret this." That night, Emily went home broken but not defeated. She stayed awake staring at her laptop, researching everything she could about Victor Harrington. The more she read, the clearer the truth became, his empire wasn't as invincible as it seemed. There were scandals buried under polished press releases, lawsuits silenced with money, and business rivals crushed under illegal practices. She discovered whistleblower reports ignored, documents hidden, and financial frauds covered. Her chest burned with both anger and hope. She wasn't powerless. Not anymore. Emily wasn't just an ordinary waitress. She had graduated top of her class in finance and cybersecurity, a detail no one at the hotel knew. The job had only been a temporary measure while she searched for her true career path. Now, her skills and Victor's arrogance would collide. That night, she pieced together a plan, one daring enough to bring down a billionaire. The very next morning, Victor Harrington walked into his glass-walled skyscraper office, sipping coffee, smug from the night's spectacle. To him, humiliating Emily had been a trivial amusement. He had no idea the tables were already turning. Meanwhile, Emily sat in a small cafe across the street, laptop open, eyes fierce with determination. Through public records, leaked employee testimonies, and encrypted files she managed to crack, she uncovered shocking evidence. Victor's empire was built on corruption, insider trading, and embezzlement. Dozens of hard-working families had been ruined by his schemes, their businesses swallowed up and discarded. She uploaded the files onto multiple secure drives, ensuring no one could silence her. Then, with a steady hand, she drafted her exposé, an article backed with undeniable evidence, whistleblower testimonies, and leaked financial documents. But she didn't stop there. Emily reached out to every major news outlet, tagging financial regulators, and even the FBI. By noon, her email inbox exploded with replies. When the first news alert hit the airwaves, Victor's phone rang non-stop. Reporters demanded answers. Stockholders panicked. His empire's shares began to plummet. Still, Victor scoffed, assuming it would blow over. But then came the photos and videos, the ones from last night. Clips of Emily crawling on the marble floor went viral. Hashtags trended worldwide, painting Victor as a heartless tyrant who abused workers. Activists, celebrities, and even politicians condemned him. His public image, once untouchable, was crumbling within hours. Inside the boardroom, his executives stared coldly at him. "You've destroyed us," one muttered. "The humiliation, the fraud, there's no coming back." Victor slammed his fist on the table. "Do you think some waitress can destroy me?" But even as he spoke, federal agents were already at the building's entrance. The investigation Emily sparked moved faster than he ever anticipated. By the end of the day, Victor Harrington was led out of his empire in handcuffs, his face pale, his arrogance gone. And Emily? She stood quietly among the crowd outside, watching as justice finally caught up. For the first time since that humiliating night, she held her head high. She wasn't just the girl forced to crawl. She was the woman who toppled a billionaire. News anchors praised her bravery. Strangers called her a hero. And job offers flooded her inbox from companies that admired her courage and skills. Emily chose carefully, picking a firm that aligned with her values. More importantly, she paid off her mother's medical bills in full, tears of relief streaming down both their faces. Her story became a symbol, that no matter how powerful someone seemed, cruelty and corruption would never win in the end. So, to everyone watching this, remember Emily's courage. Remember that your dignity is priceless, and no empire can stand forever when built on cruelty. And if this story inspired you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more real, powerful stories that will move your heart and open your eyes. A billionaire CEO humiliates a new waitress in front of hundreds, forcing her to crawl like a dog. But the next day, she turns the tables and destroys his $2 billion empire with a single move no one saw coming. This is the story of revenge, courage, and justice served cold.